What up, guys? Alchemist, and I got something nice for you. It's late, but this felt like a good talking thing to talk about. Y'all know I love yapping, so we ain't been playing off. Alright, so I think it was like the other day, I don't know if it was like last week, whatever, went on Twitter, and apparently there was beef going on with small content creators were complaining to the big content creators like Afro about getting the game Sparking Zero early and being able to drop early content, not Afro, but rhyme or whatever, right? And it was a stupid convo. It was a convo that needed to be had, but I feel like I sat in there and listened to it while I was working out, and I truly feel like what was being talked about wasn't being addressed. What the main thing that needed to be talked about. So they started off with saying hard work is what got these people here. I'm finna say it right now. That's just all cap, okay? And let me tell you, it's not all cap, but it should have been worded right. First off, this debate is stupid because, of course, big content creators get games early so they can advertise it for the companies. That's been a thing for the longest. I don't know why people are getting upset about it now. Well, I understand why they're getting upset about it, but it's kind of like why we kind of already knew this, but I digress, right? So the first point to talk about is, work hard and you'll get there. The reason why I say that's cap is because there's plenty of people that work hard every day on YouTube making content. Doesn't matter how unique their ideas are, they're just not getting there. They can be doing YouTube for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. It doesn't matter how hard they're working. They can be uploading every day and they still just not getting any type of recognition. Okay, so when they talking about it takes a lot of hard work, yeah, it does take a lot of hard work. But if you just beating your head against the wall with the hard work with no type of strategy, then it truly doesn't matter. You're still not going to grow. It does not matter. You can upload a video and it's still going to get like 10 views, 20 views. It ain't gonna change nothing. So saying hard work was kind of a disingenuous. They kind of brought up later on in the conversation. They kind of brought it up saying it was kind of disingenuous. Some people defending the small content creators that do work hard, like myself. But it was like them trying to say hard work is what it is. That's just not true. And then trying to say that if you're not, big from working hard, then your content is trash. Again, just not true. There are plenty of small content creators that make great content, and there are plenty that make bad content. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but there are some out there that make great content, and the only issue is they just not getting that exposure that they need. If they get that little exposure, they'll immediately be big. It's just they just not getting that exposure because of whether it's the YouTube algorithm or basically the YouTube algorithm, right? So that's why I was like, okay, the hard work convo was having is kind of disingenuous, because I'm pretty sure everybody's here is working hard. If you're not working hard to be a big content creator, then you're just wasting your time and just running your mouth as a small content creator. But most content creators are working hard. They're posting basically every day or trying to figure out what to post every day. They're gonna be that one, right? The second point that they brought up was make unique content so people will click on it. Still doesn't work. You can make unique content as much as you want on YouTube, but if you're not in the algorithm, the unique idea that you come up with will not matter at all, because people is not going to click on your video. There is such thing as popularity on YouTube, and people legit will look to see if you even have a lot of subscribers or a lot of views, and if you don't, they look past you and keep going on about their day to the bigger content creators. It is a known fact, the bigger content creator you are, the more likely people are willing to give you a chance. If you're a small content creator, most people just bat their eye at you and keep it moving. It's pretty rare for people to click on a small content creator and be like, I'm gonna watch their content, when they have like 17 subscribers and like 10 views on their video. It's very rare. Now, what I will say is YouTube do recommend small content creators. You can easily go to the front page of YouTube and you will easily find a new content creator on the home page now. Here's an example. This person popped up on my home screen just to prove to you guys that YouTube does recommend small content creators, so do not give up. YouTube does recommend them. You just got to make sure your thumbnail stuff good enough for people to actually glance your way. Because let's be honest, most people go on YouTube, they immediately go to their subscription bar, right? So you got to make sure your video standing out good enough on the home page for people to want to click your video. But this also goes back to like Ryan was talking about. This person, Uncle Bardock, shout out Uncle Bardock, keep doing your thing. He has 745 subscribers, but he make like fighters videos, and he get basically 1,000 views average on all his videos. As someone that's only has 750 subscribers, he get average 1,000 views per video, right? But this is where I would like to say I wish like Ryan would touch on this. Is he in the algorithm or not? Because he's posting nothing. He's posting fighter videos non-stop, and Ryan's advice was to keep posting until you get into the algorithm. Would you consider Uncle Bardock in the algorithm if he's getting only 1,000 views per video? Is he in the algorithm? I say this because, as y'all know, my community over here, I got 1,000 subscribers in like 10 months. In 10 months, right? And I wasn't hitting as many views like this guy. This guy, he hitting consistent 1,000. Me, it's hit and miss. If I'm dropping an anime reaction, I know it's gonna hit 1,000 eventually. But if I'm doing like a gaming video or something, then I ain't getting it like that, right? Depends, right? So would this be considered in the algorithm? And if so, now what? What else should he do to package his content? Because he's getting the views, but he's not getting the subs with the views, right? So this is what I mean by I wish they would go more in depth on what else should you do than just keep posting content in that genre and then hoping that you keep getting further and further in the algorithm. This man got 138 videos in fighters, right? Now I'm just gonna have a take and just say maybe he's not in the algorithm deep as he want to be, right? What would he do to get further deeper into the algorithm? Because clearly he's only at surface level if he's still staying at 1K as an average viewpoint. What can he do to get deeper in the algorithm? Because clearly just posting the same game over and over again ain't getting him far enough in the algorithm. What can he do? These are the questions I wish they would have addressed than doing what they did. That's rare. Back then, that was not a thing. Back then, you were not gonna find no small content creator on the homepage. YouTube actually recommends small content creators now. So, if you do have a unique idea, great thumbnail, great topic, whatever, there's a high chance someone will click on your video now compared to back then. So that's the one gripe that small content creators they gotta stop complaining about. YouTube gives us a chance now. They really do. Second thing, Ryan was talking about just keep posting content of that one topic to get yourself in the algorithm, and then you will soon let it pop off when the time comes, right? Not true at all. Disingenuous. That's just not true at all. You can be posting videos on a game non-stop every single day, and YouTube will not push you through. They just will not push you through because there's other bigger content creators out there. I done seen small content creators post a video on Naruto Storm every day, and every video they drop is only getting like 7 views, 20 views. They just not breaking that algorithm for people to find them, right? And same thing goes for Dragon Ball Fighters, posting fighter rank fights every day, and just not getting there, right? And now some may argue, well, that's not a unique idea. You also got to think about the person too. Do they actually have the resources to make a unique idea? If we compare it to like Rhyme, the 3 idiots literally have someone that mods the game for them and create raid battles and stuff for them to make unique ideas, right? While a small content creator probably don't even have the resources or funds to even do that. So they limited to what they can do when it comes to creativity based on what game they're playing for the creativity. Yeah, I can easily be like, if I die, I'll do this. But is that really compared to someone that's modding the game and creating a whole unique atmosphere for the game? Not really, right? I'm not saying it's not unique and interesting, but it's not really out the box, you know what I'm saying? Like they were saying, come up with unique ideas, right? Now, my issue with their convo with this was, it was kind of contradicting. You got Rhyme saying, keep posting as many videos you can to get into the algorithm. Post 6 videos, 10 videos, whatever, get yourself in the algorithm. And then you had, what was his name? I think it was Sacred that said it. That was like, if you're posting 14 videos a day and nothing happening, then your content is trash. You need to go back to the drawing board. So which one is it? Post a lot of videos to get into the algorithm, or wait till I get a creative idea before I post? So that was a contradiction right there. And even DDG, y'all know what DDG is, so some of y'all should know. Even he said when he first started his content creation, he just posted as many videos as he can every day to get into the YouTube algorithm. But end of the day, you still gotta post a lot, but then you also gotta have a creative idea. And you're gonna do so much with creative idea if you're using someone else's content that you can't make your own content on, which is the argument small content creators were leaning on with, I don't got the game early, just put the other people on top. Now, another thing that contradicted was, one of the small content creators in there, or at least I think it was, I don't know their name, they was like, everybody know the easiest content to get the most views are the ones like all ultimates and Budokai Tenkaichi and all type of stuff. And he is 100% right. You will see a video online, all ultimates and Budokai, and next thing you know, it got freaking 1.2 million views or some crap, right? So he's telling the truth. And what I think Rhyme them didn't touch on is watch time and views is what really get you into the algorithm. If you get one big video that give you that motion, you're in the algorithm. You don't have to post 6 to 7 times in that one genre to get thrown in the algorithm. You get thrown in that algorithm based on your watch time and your views. The more watch time you have and the more click-through rates you have, the more YouTube throws your video in the algorithm for even more other people to find it. Just posting goddamn 6 to 7 videos in the same topic every day is not going to get you in the algorithm. If those videos you posting aren't getting watch time and views, YouTube is still not going to highly recommend your content. It's just not. So yeah, getting the game early and then being able to post a video saying all ultimates and stuff, yes, that's throwing you in the algorithm, because that one video from getting all that watch time and views is making YouTube recommend other content of yours because everybody watching this one video of yours. So that, again, it was another contradicting point that wasn't being really debated strongly. It just wasn't being debated strongly at all. Another point they said was, look at other content creators' content and basically repackage it and make it your own. But then also in the argument they said, what make you stand out compared to everybody else when it comes to their content? You're making the same thing like everybody else, so you're not making any unique ideas, so your content of course is not gonna shine. So that was another contradicting point. You telling me to look at someone else's video, see what idea they came up with, take it, and then improve on the idea they already made with my own creative personality and stuff. But then you also just said y'all making the same content like everybody else. Why are they gonna watch that, come up with a unique idea? So it was a lot of contradicting. It was a lot of contradicting. I do believe in the whole look at someone else's content and then repackage it. I do believe that if it's possible to repackage again. Some of us don't have the resources when it comes to like the whole having someone mod the game and stuff like that. We don't got that resources. But you can't. It was a lot of contradicting. It was a lot of contradicting instead of like one fail solid, structured idea to actually give to small content creators as advice. So my issue with their debate was they talked a lot but said a lot of nothing. What should have been addressed for the bigger content creators to the smaller content creators is actually giving tips on what works on YouTube to grow. It should have been a step-by-step, in-depth explanation on how to grow on YouTube when it comes to this space, when it comes to gaming or anime gaming, whatever it is. Just a good guideline. Because let's be honest, you go on YouTube as a small content creator and you look up videos on how to grow. You look up these videos by these other goddamn quote unquote YouTube gurus that be only having like 10,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers, trying to tell you how to 1,000 subscriber stuff. Even some be having only like 50,000 subscribers, trying to tell you what you need to do to grow big on YouTube, and then you're looking at them like you're not even big on YouTube. So they come off as like bad examples compared to the actual big people like Afro and them and stuff, where they actually big and they already know like the secret formula of what type of video to make that gonna make it actually garner views and blow up. Not giving what they should be telling. What Afro and them should have been telling during this Twitter space is what type of topics you should be looking for in this space, right? Like they said, come up with unique ideas. They could have gave some examples or on how they be figuring out unique ideas for their videos, right? When it comes to the actual video structure, they could have been like, hey, make sure you have an attention grabber, make sure you have your video formulated from A to C so that viewers want to watch your video from beginning to end. They could have went into editing strategies like, hey, you should edit your videos like this, and when it comes to thumbnails, you can do this for your thumbnails and this for your thumbnails, get this editor and stuff. I truly feel like they should have went nitty gritty on what to actually do when it comes to video production and how to package your video before you get thrown to the algorithm, instead of saying the stuff we always hear over and over again as a small content creator about just keep posting, one of your videos finally gonna blow up, and when it does, ride the wave and yada yada yada. Like, I think everybody know at this point to post videos and hope with their fingers crossed that one of them blow up and ride the wave. I think everybody knows this by now, right? But people trying to figure out how to try to make the wave come early. You feel me? Like, some people maybe post videos for 3 years and they only got one video that ever blew up that they rode the wave on, and then that wave never came back. You know what I'm saying? So like, they should have went more in depth on how to package your videos to grow, instead of it seeming like beating around the bush about what small content creators need to do to get big. And it was being vague, talking about work hard and come up with interesting ideas. Well, no shit, we know this. We know work hard and try to come up with creative ideas. We know this. It's yeah, you and then the thing is too, they say this, but like the channels on YouTube that got a lot of subscribers and stuff are the ones that aren't creative. They just take the bare minimum videos and make shorts out of them and get hella subscribers. Oh, look at Gogeta's Ultimate Attack. They throw it in a short, boom, the shit blow up. They got hella subscribers from it. What was creative about that? But it blew them up. It gave them exposure. It grew them. So like, I truly feel like it should have been more in depth when it comes to packaging your video to help you grow and get into the algorithm, rather than the vague explanations and working hard that they were saying. It wasn't really touching on anything. And you know, respect to Ryan for trying to give his advice with the whole get yourself in the algorithm. Yeah, that is smart move. Get yourself in the algorithm. Shorts is a good way to expose yourself and get into the algorithm as well. Freaking, even I'm saying, come up with creative ideas. Yes, that's true. Make sure your thumbnail's good. Yes, that's true. You know, but this is most stuff that we know. When you go on YouTube, you see small content creators, you can click on one of their videos on the home screen, and you may notice like, hey, they mic quality is bad, or they not talking a lot or giving enough expression and personality. Their gameplay may not be interesting. They could have jump cut some stuff. Like, you can look at some of the small content creators, you be like, yeah, they need to post some more videos so they can adjust and get a little bit better at it. But then when you look at other small content creators where it's like, yeah, they got all that down pat, they got a whole professional setup and stuff, and they just still small content creators, then clearly something need to be changed, something need to be brought up, some advice the big content creators went through, they need to tell the small content creators so that they can avoid that misstep and get ahead already, you know? So I feel like the big content creators in there, they should have been given more advice on what like some actions that small content creators can do right now to change their content and package it better to get thrown to the algorithm and get a better chance of finding that wave of their surfboard, that Afro Sandrew analogy that he kept using. Now, I also feel like they should have touched on collabing. They brought a collaboration in the convo, but I would have loved to hear a story about how did they get the collab they got. Because Ryan, for example, the Three Idiots name, how did he get in contact with C-Rex? What made them just decide to collab on a video together the first time? How did they find Dotto? What made them collab with Dotto? Dotto was a small content creator. He got lucky for them to contact him to collab. What made them want to contact them to collab? You know what I'm saying? Or did Dotto contact them? Like, how they should. I would have loved to hear them go more in depth about collabing and how to connect with people, the process of reaching out and stuff. Because let's be honest, a lot of us are introverts. Shoot, I'm an introvert. I don't know who to reach out to and say let's collab. I can look at a small content creator, but I don't know if that's the right person I should collab with. You know what I'm saying? Like is we gonna have a good chemistry? Is this gonna be the person that I make good content with? Like how I'm supposed to know this is, right? Or how I'm supposed to go about it? You know what I'm saying? But even too, them not being honest about collabing also helped some of them grow to where they at now. Like some of them that was in that space talking, I ain't trying to show shade, so I ain't gonna throw no names, but some of them are only known because they collab with someone like Rhyme or Afro or something. That's the only reason they in that space or where they at to begin with. You know what I'm saying? No one knew their name until they popped up in one of their videos or some crap. So like, it was a lot of disingenuous advice going on in there, and I feel like some small content creators backed off on asking the nitty gritty questions and stuff to the big content creators, because I feel like these one of them situations where the rich don't see the poor problems. Even though they used to be poor, they just stopped seeing the poor problems, right? Like they was talking about Afros at 200 subscribers going crazy with editing and making Storm videos. Afro was working hard on Storm videos for a long time before he finally got that one video to blow up to get him that traction. So it's like, I would have loved to hear like what Afro advice on that. Like, did he do something special with that video that made it blow up? Was it like a character using at that moment that was just trending that day? Or like, I would really love to hear his opinion on what made him think, what he think made that video blow up in some type of way. So I really feel like they should have dived a little bit more deeper when it comes to packaging your actual content, instead of just talking about, oh, if you're not here yet, you need to work harder. Oh, if you're working hard and you're still not there, then your content trash. You need to do better on your fundamentals. Oh, you need to just keep posting until you get into the algorithm. We all don't know how YouTube works when it comes to getting in the algorithm, so they could have explained the algorithm a little bit more. Because just posting a game, like I said, just posting it on a certain game nonstop will not get you in the algorithm. It's more than just uploading in that genre nonstop. It's more than that, right? So I would have loved to hear their opinions more on the actual algorithm. Because again, these people, once you get big enough, you get managers and YouTube team talking to you and stuff when you get big enough, right? So they could have addressed more about how to get in the algorithm, what you should do when it comes to strategies and stuff. You know, that's what the convo should have been about. I know this because the small content creators was complaining about how we gonna get a chance becoming a big content creator if y'all get the games early. And then that could have been Rhyme and Afro and them like moment to say like, hey, here goes some strategies that y'all can do with y'all videos that will give y'all a better chance to step forward to get your content out there so people can see y'all, so y'all can become a big content creator, instead of just saying it's been rare since we've seen a big content creator blow up from the anime content and stuff. Well, explain what's a bigger packaging. And the crazy part is, I was watching PewDiePie video the other day with Ken, and they was talking about, you look at all these strategies on YouTube, but none of them like actually tell you like a good actual strategy. Like tags don't even matter anymore. YouTube been stopped tags on videos. Adding a lot of tags in your videos don't do anything anymore. It's just for basically spell checks. Only thing that matter is the first like 2 sentences of your description when it comes to relevancy on your video. Freaking tags don't work anymore. Thumbnails are very important because click-through rate is important. The more people click on your video, the more YouTube recommend your video. The more watch time your video get, YouTube recommend your video more. So the more someone watches your video from beginning to end, the better. The even better your content get recommended thrown into the algorithm. The more engagement on your videos, the more likes and comments you get, make YouTube recommend your video. When it comes to recording your videos, making sure you have like a dangling carrot to make people want to stay to watch the video to the very end. Say like at the beginning of your video, I got 5 steps on how to be better with Gear 5th Luffy and One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. You made a video, you made a step video, so now people have no choice but to watch your video from beginning to end to get all the information you're trying to give out. And now you got more watch time because you made a video that's beginning to end. That's why how-to videos work very great when it comes to getting the algorithm, getting subscribers, getting more views, getting a lot of watch time. These are shorts. Shorts aren't good for money, but shorts are good for exposure, to recommend your long form content for people to watch it. So always add a related video in your long form, in your shorts, with your long form content. Even if the short doesn't come from that long form content, still relate that video in that short form content, because it'll get more people to click on your video to watch that. But shorts is a very good way to get yourself thrown into the algorithm of that said genre. And shorts is very good to gain more subscribers. There are a lot of tips that they could have gave in that Twitter space to actually help small content creators out, rather than the back and forth they was having that really gave no real substance. The only thing that whole combo basically said is keep working hard and just hope that you get lucky one day. That's basically what the whole Twitter space went down to. Keep working hard, have your creative ideas and your thumbnails and stuff, and if you keep working hard at it, I promise you one day you gonna get that motion, that wave you need, and then ride that wave as long as you can. And once that wave diminishes, then keep creating creative ideas until you get the next wave. It's like you basically told the people luck. And I'm one of them people, I don't believe that luck is a real thing. Okay? I don't believe in coincidences. I believe everything is calculated and happens for a reason. Right? There are plenty of people on YouTube, big content creators. Mr. Beast is one of them, where they started a channel from zero and was able to grind that mug up back to 100,000 subscribers plus, 100,000 plus subscribers easily, because they knew how YouTube worked and how to make it grow. Again, there are plenty of big content creators that done made a second channel, a third channel, and then grew it from zero all the way to over 100,000 subscribers, because they know how the algorithm works and how to get yourself out there. And I truly feel like big content creators need to speak up more when it comes to how to grow your channel, because they know the formula now, and they probably think it's obvious, but they really need to go deep in detail on the actual formula, so small content creators can know the guidelines on what to do, instead of just work hard and you'll get lucky one day. We all, every small content creator done know the small surface level, what they need to do when it comes to thumbnail, titles, creative idea, all that type of stuff. We need the more nitty gritty, small details on what to do to help guide us on the right way. If they give us if the big content creator give us the guideline, then we can put in the hard work of following that guideline to do what we got to do. And I just feel like big content creators need to be more open and vulnerable when it comes to that. And same thing with collabing. If the big content creators say they care about small content creators so much that they be looking at small content creators and be like, oh, that's a good content, and thinking that small content creator got better content than them sometimes. If they truly believe this, why aren't the big content creators reaching out to these small content creators to try to give them a platform to gain that little bit of exposure so that they can get a wave to continue? You know what I'm saying? Again, I know it's not the big content creator jobs. I'm not saying they're responsible for it. They don't have to care about small content creators at all. But I'm just saying, if you're going to say a statement like, oh, there are small content creators out there that make great content and they just not getting recognition, but then you got the platform that can give them that recognition, why aren't you giving it to them? They have brought up an idea about collabing with small content creators in a tournament at the end, and some of them seemed like they were very reluctant on actually collabing with small content creators in the Spark and Zero tournament. You know, that just goes to show, like, hey, they can say what they want, but everybody in for themselves, man. It's a competition, and again, they're not responsible to do so. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, if you're gonna try to come off as if you care about small content creators, actually show actions of trying to help small content creators, and don't come off as like, you know, you want to be all quiet and stuff when they bring up an idea for you to help small content creators. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know y'all comments down below if you're a small content creator, what you think. Again, I think the whole convo was stupid. It could have been definitely better, definitely more beneficial, more better advice. That's the only reason I was in a Twitter space, and it was a bunch of hoopla, man. Bunch of hoopla. Okay? Love you guys. Appreciate you guys always. And until next time, stay up.